Back to the forehand practice. Bam. I could just set up a couple of baskets and then we could just toss to those. Shout out to my friend Becca for lending me a basket. I pretty much always throw forehand approach shots unless the wind is like raging from one side to the other. I'm just gonna throw some forehand up shots. What I'm trying to do today, this is the zone that I had for a couple years, and it's getting kind of, it gets like a high-speed flip a little bit in it, and I want to see if I don't have to do that, so I'm going to try to replace it with the 75. Okay. It's a lot of ground play. Also got the Toro, a Z zone and a zone OS, and a harp. There you go. Not a bait. Armadillo. Oh yeah, I also got this test flight zone Ringer GT. Skipped off the stump. Burgers. This one has a little flip, so we'll put a little ante on it. Might still putt. That's kind of how I do my practices. I'm going to do a billion more. Not really sure I can get out into a field today and throw these a little harder to test my theory, but I think I should be able to replace like the zone style slot just with an MD5. Throw them all one last time. Definitely have a right to left. Arrogant. Whoa! Maybe I lied. I don't know what it's doing out there. I'm just throwing it at it. Weird. I don't know if the disc knows what to do. There's a lot of air bounces. Do the zones. Finish off with the Harp Toro MD5 and the Zone OS. Wow, that's Zone OS. It don't care about no wind. Not on the slow side. Another shot shape I throw is the Anheuser Forehand. It looks like this. I'm gonna go to that black basket there. just practice it from a knee, why not? Not too bad. Maybe get a little higher. Good. I think those are short. Give them a little more mustard. These are the ones I'm going to struggle to throw because I don't know how to throw these like this. Okay. Okay, a little higher. That one's stabled out. That was the one. That's funny. Well. If you throw these overstable ones really flat, they kind of roll and curl up on the ground a lot more than the Berg does. So maybe I'll try some kind of like spiking ones. See if we can't get them to land a little closer. It also exposes them to some wind. Looks pretty calm out there. Oh, landed on one of the other discs. That's funny. Let's say this Champion Toro is so much grippier than the Z-line zone. Also, it has a lot of more low speed stability. That thing was almost like straight up and straight down. Pretty good. It's definitely the way to get them to sit. Pretty good. Wind doing some weird stuff. They definitely sit a lot better on the ground when you throw them like a spike, obviously. But just throwing all those, I noticed a few things. The MD5 is really fast and it just doesn't require as much force to push it forward. Here's all the discs. I think the farthest one is probably like 18 feet or so. The Toro felt really nice to throw on this spike angle. Just felt comfortable in that way. Here, it's over there. All right. Let's try this zone one. not parked. Not bad. About the same. All right, get a little closer, a little flatter. That's a tapper. That's a good one. Person right back there, try not to hit him. Hey. Hey, yeah. All right. And these are all going to be straight at it. There we go. Normally if I was dealing with a shot like this, I got an early tree on the right and a tree on the left. I might just throw it at the tree on the left with the forehand and let it kind of fade right in front of it. And that way I could utilize the forehand instead of having to do like a backhand that finishes towards that tree on the left and also messes with the one on the right. But this would be a pretty good shot for the Berg X, since I think it holds up pretty good into the headwind. But we'll throw a couple Bergs at it, and then, oh, my buddy's calling, I'll have to call him back. And then I'll try those more stable things. Yeah, this amount of wind doesn't really call for this extra stability, but we'll try them anyways. Maybe I'll try to get them closer to the tree, swing around. All right, here we go. Well, that didn't have a lot of ground play. That was pretty rough. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's it. Nothing fancy. Just some practice, just some thoughts running through my head. You know, I don't know if the MD5 will replace the Zone. They do travel a little bit different distances. Not a ton, maybe 30 feet, but yeah, I just haven't practiced enough. We'll get some more practice in another time, and we'll see if I can't nail that thought down, if I'm gonna take a Zone out and just use the MD5 for that slot as well. Alright, peace. Alright, gotta finish up today's practice. Just ate some steak, potatoes, dinner. And I gotta work on the forehand. So, we got a bunch of discs. Let's see what we got. My bag is getting kind of flippy. Ooh. Also gonna work on this Thunderbird. Throw that sometimes. So I got 3 sergeants here. I'm not gonna throw those are too flippy. A whole bunch of graces here. Yeah, we'll give them a rip. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 discs. And then we're going to also throw this one on there because I think it's more stable than the rest of these. Z Swirl Surge. And I think a Surge is like a Wraith. These other ones are very Wraith-like, but understable. Again, that broccoli tree for like 390. It's basically 400 feet. We'll start with my Grace. Just trying to smooth one out there, some nice spin. Felt like 300 feet. This should get a little more flip than that. That's what I expected. Hopefully this flies just like that one. A little high. Right on line. Good. These orbit ones might be a little stable for my forehand, but let's see. Yeah, when I power up, it goes so high. That went nowhere. This one could be flippy, so we'll just try to get the spin. So high. Right. Check the footage. This one could be flippy. Looks flippy. Oh, it's flippy. Went far. Alright, I think this is basically the same stability as that. Probably close to those orbit ones. Sergeant. That's a good stability for the forehand. And I think this first run one is a little more stable than this, but they might be basically the same. Oh, all that meat. Definitely more stable than that. I don't know what dynamic disc-plastic is. Fusion, and these are lucid. Oh. Low blaster. All right, we'll see what this surge is like on the forehand. Okay. Flew just like the Fusion Sergeant. Oh. That one kind of hurt. I'm like ooh, like there's so much, I can feel the tension in it. I need to just like whip it with just like a, yeah, I think I threw too hard too fast. Dumb idea. Let's go get those. All right, I'm back. Just picked up all 12 of them, and what type? I just threw a forehand 357 with this first run Grace. Turned a lot, so it wasn't very accurate, but it is good to know that it's within my range to throw it. We got a little bit of a left to right slash headwind-ish scenario here, so it's saying out of all my measured throws, that's the farthest forehand that I've thrown. I have to power down a little bit. My goal is to just kind of throw the forehands around 300 to 320 feet. So just so that doesn't hurt, basically. And then I would like the Thunderbird on a forehand. This one's not quite beat in yet. It's still very stable. Does fly slightly different than a Firebird for me, but not substantially yet, and I want to get it to like throw and like ride quite a ways, maybe even a little turn. So I got to keep throwing this one until it gets there. I don't know, it's beautiful. Pink, color glow, flat gray stamp. Brilliant. Henna. All right, so I'm just gonna throw all these other ones again. I'm gonna try to put them in some piles where I think their stability is so I can manage it. Obviously the left to right wind is gonna probably not give me much distance unless I can like ride the perfect angle on it. I don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna throw some and hopefully I can get them right around 300 feet. That's my target range. Focus on the spin and not as much how fast I'm throwing them. So hopefully the spin will help me keep them stabled. There's that broccoli tree. That'd be a rad flight if I was trying to do that. But it basically just turned. Didn't burn over, but it just turned. This surge was the other one that turned over. Could be because the dome profile, just the way I hold it, but we'll see. I'll throw another one, maybe flat to slightly anhyzer, and we'll see if I can't get the spin and make it go straight. That was pretty nice. Held the line for quite a way, and then had just a gentle hookup. I don't think it went very far, but I think these Orbit Grace is a little more stable than that one, so we'll try that same line. Dead straight. I threw it too low, but it didn't have a lot of turn on it, so it just kind of like flattened out. The same thing. Oh, so high, man. I gotta watch that one back. That's what I do when I try to power up on stuff. Throw it too high. All I gotta do is just get my arm through and spin like a boss. like that. Didn't have to throw that one very hard, just got the spin on it. That one was okay, just a little too high. This one usually goes pretty far for me. Just get the spin on it. That looks like 300 feet to me. All right, the last grace. Ooh, I got some good whippity snap spinny crap on that one. That was probably the farthest one. All right, this is the least stable Sargent I have. Oh yeah, beautiful. These Sargents don't seem to glide quite as much as the Grace, but that's good. That's what I want, to throw them into I mean, it's a very mild headwind, but these are my headwind drivers. Good. And this one hopefully flies like that last one. Damn! All right, I'm gonna try to give this similar power to those ones, and we'll see if it can get up to 250 feet is where I'm targeting this one. Oh, fuck. That's got to be 250 feet. It's just not in line with my broccoli tree. All right, I'm back. Even though the Thunderbird hyzered out, threw it too high, it still went 297. So, you know, that's not too bad considering I'm just like trying to throw them with a lot of spin. If I could only figure out a way to get, like, I don't know, more spin on my backhand. I don't know if I need to like slow down the movement here, like slow my shoulders down and focus more on the elbow forward, or like wrapping them around. Ooh. Not really sure what I need to do on the backhand to generate more spin, but I could use it, because the lesson here today with the forehand is I was, you know, the first set I warmed up and I progressively threw harder and harder when it felt comfortable, but at some point it does hurt, like up in my, well, in like this area here, if I throw it really hard. And I don't want it to hurt, so I could slow it down some and then like get that extra kind of push forward and the, you know, focus on that spin thing at the end. And then they really go just as far, you know. I really am dealing with a bit of a headwind, and I think the spin really helps hold them on the line a little nicer, as opposed to just throwing it as fast as I can and then trying to hold a big turn a lot. So I had another Grace that went out there to 340. I really wasn't throwing them particularly hard, and the Sargents were a little easier to control again. So I feel like I can throw those on some low lines, and they don't go quite as far, but then I can like hold a tighter line with it. And so I don't know, I've been practicing today forehands for a couple hours, whole bunch of little forehand upshots to warm up before dinner, and then, you know, a couple of these in my favorite throwing spot. But now I want to throw, I do have, well, it's kind of headwind, but it is slightly coming from the left, which is a good wind, I think, for throwing some bombers, and I feel like throwing bombers. So also I'm gonna throw this Hawkeye that my mom got me. Damn! And by the way, what kind of retailer writes in permanent marker on the disc? Come on, retailer. Here we go. Hopefully we get a drift. Whee! That one looks cool in the air. That kind of tie-dye. All right, I'm gonna throw my distance drivers, except for this surge. Don't need to throw that. And I'll put this prototype Sergeant in there. We'll see if we can't judge the stability's all correct and get them out there a little farther than the forehand. I'll start with the Sergeants since I don't think they fly quite as far. Just nice and smooth. Get the spin on. I could just throw like that on the course. It'd be freaking awesome. Maybe I should pick a target in the way distance instead of like trying to avoid the first tree or something. Damn! All right. This one I'm pretty sure is a lot less stable than that one. Unless you throw it really high. Yep, too high. Okay. This one's light, so. Wow, that one stayed in the air a long time. I don't think it really went that far since it was going to the right. We're gonna throw the orbit braces. Oh, okay. Not quite as stable in the headwind on the backhand. Give him a little more height. If it could have just held the turn a little longer, that would have been an absolute bomb. All right. Come on, stay up, get stable. Damn! Okay, that was a good throw. It's a very light headwind, but still some. Stay up. Come on. Go, go, go. Oh. Stalled out at the end. That thing held the turn for a long way. Man, it's gonna be touchy to just like get it just right. That one held, but then it like stalled like that. Didn't throw it, it wasn't right. It wasn't the right angle. Come on, first run. I feel like this one might be flippy. Not as flippy as I thought. Okay. Now we're getting into the really flippy ones. Oh, hold that. Hold that. Go! Well, kind of fell out of the sky at the end. old lavender. This used to be my farthest flying one. I just feel like it's so flippy now. Oh. Even flippier than I thought. Didn't trust it. All right, this is my lightest one. This one is really flippy. Throw it on a hyzer over there. Oh, get up. Oh, dang it. Just roll. Do something cool. Well, I pumped some out there. My timing was off. I slipped and I freaking threw to the moon. Time to sum it all up. Some of it do, some of it don't. Well, I threw mostly forehand stuff today. I think what I learned was gotta get the spin. Get that spin in it. It's not just like muscling some friggin' power. It's like you get the spin in it. Disc will want to stay. My disc seemed to travel a little bit tighter lines as they flew through the air. And the ones that were like, power, throw, as hard as I can. Maybe not as much spin. Oh, did they have huge turns. Some of those went really far, but, way off the line, like nowhere near the center line of that tree. And that's no good. I want to throw it on a frozen rope right down the middle of the fairway. So it is nice to know that I can throw 350 feet with a forehand. Mentally, I don't know if that'll ever try to do that, but yeah, the sergeants are flying very well for the forehand. This one kind of pops up more flippy than this one. Right now this is my kind of most overstable distance driver, but I'm trying not to throw destroyers because they're just really big. But yeah, and the Grace, I just got to get the spin on it. They're very controllable. As long as I get the trajectory correct and the spin on them, then we're good. I did also throw this T-Bird. I was throwing an Eagle for my overstable fairway, but it just is too straight. Actually, I'm gonna throw these on camera quick and compare them. Hopefully the camera will pick up these flights. I mean, I am thrown into a headwind, very mild, but that just went like, oh, it didn't like ever get left. I bet this one will. A little higher, but definitely left. Yeah, boy. Just to compare, we'll throw the understable 7-speed. Get a drifter over there. Yeah. Woo! All right, let's go check the distances. That's not what I wanted to work on today, but it's cool to see the 3 different shapes.